A peaceful protest marching from the university's Doornfontein campus through the streets of Johannesburg. But a court order prevented them from being within 500 meters of the Kingsway campus. When they approached, a sign that they'd come in peace.
Tshireletso Mati.
These arsonists who have caused damage estimated at 100 million rands early this morning at the main auditorium of the university, they will be found and they will be jailed. We will do everything in our power and in cooperation with the authorities to track them down and to prosecute them and to send them to prison for a...
I also want to condemn the utterances made by the UJ SRC President Onwabile Lubelwa on Jacaranda FM, claiming that the EFF is behind this. Because the EFF has been present on campus for the past 2 years. We've been engaging with management on students and workers' grievances all the time through robust engagement, and we present superior logic, and they understand what we are fighting for, and they even say that what we are fighting for is genuine issues that they have intentions to address, even though they are ignoring these issues. You understand? So now the utterances made by the UJ SRC president is clear that it's just petty politicking and party politicking, which is seeking popularity, because we know that the SRC of UJ was elected through unconstitutional and undemocratic means. So it is clear that where this thing occurred, there are bouncers there, even outside. We are surprised that these bouncers could not even detect the smoke or see this coming. It is clear that they could be behind this, because as the students of UJ, we have never been safe since the bouncers came to UJ. The university has not proven that any of the 17 students who are suspended banned the auditorium or conspired to ban.
Education Minister last week.
Well, when the higher education minister made the announcement last week, we were on recess. So we just opened today. This is the first day of the last term. But we cannot allow the last term to go on, not knowing what is going to happen next year. There are a lot of students who owe the university more than 250,000. There are a lot of students who are using NSFAS. We know that those students, first of all, they are not going to get jobs because 60% of the youth is unemployed. We cannot keep on giving students NSFAS. That is debt. How are you going to start a family as a student when you have a debt of 400,000 already?
Mr. Mate, let's talk about your demands. Is it the same as other members of the fees must fall contingent at WITS, at TUT, elsewhere? Do UJ students want free tertiary education?
Of course. Look, the issue here is one. We are not even saying fees must fall. We are saying free education now or never, because we have been played with for too long. It has been 22 years. We have seen nothing. So the government must account. We want free education. It's now or never. We cannot allow things to go on as normal when we are in an abnormal situation. All universities are shut down. Even UJ is going to be shut down, irrespective of the arrogance of the...
They have a court order preventing any student from protesting on campus, and that they need a 5-day notice period for an approval of any protests on campus. What's your response to that?
Look, the management of UJ is a criminal syndicate. They are led by Aaron Rensbeck. Aaron Rensbeck is the most arrogant vice-chancellor. Even when other vice-chancellors want to listen to students, Aaron Rensbeck has never came down to talk to students. A lot of these students don't know Rensbeck because Rensbeck, he sends students a lot of emails and SMSs, but he cannot come down to face students because he's a coward. We are saying Rensbeck
Suspensions. So now the issue of the fees must fall is also diverted by the fees commission that is ongoing. We know that the fees commission is just a cosmetic process to divert us from the real conversation of fees must fall and the real conversation of free education. So there is no commission that has ever been fruitful in South Africa, from the TRC to the Arms Deal Commission to the Marikana Commission of Inquiry. There is no commission that has brought us anything as South Africans. So we don't think a commission can give us free education. For us to get free education, we need to unite as students and fight.
About shutdowns across universities in South Africa. How true is that?
Look, the shutdown has been called for by SAUS, and SAUS are not people whom we can align ourselves to as students, because we know what they do, we know what they've done before, we know who they work for. They work for Bladin Zimande, they're the Minister of Higher Education's puppets. So now
asifuna bazosibhekelela namhlanje yabo labo ankela bavusa amakhono abo kumele babuye asifuna umuntu ozosibhekelela namhlanje bonke labo bahlele emakhoneni babuye bezela kwamele umoya wami uyavuma awuvume moya umoya wami uyavuma umoya wami uyavuma umoya wami uyavuma awuvume moya umoya wami uyavuma
the gate right. Open the gate. Don't tell me. Nah, in the Rekasumo textile and Retsalega textile. We are students. So you must just go out here. You must just out.
Is today. It only participates in primary economic activities. So industrialization is a secondary economic activity where now you get to produce, right? As we extract minerals and we send them elsewhere, where there are industries and they are able to. So South Africa must be able to industrialize and produce everything here. This laptop, I don't know where it was produced. This phone, I don't know where it comes from. Everything, even the clothes, you don't know where they come from. It comes from China and all that. So we must build industries and create jobs. That is it. Build industries, create jobs for people. People don't have jobs in South Africa because there are no industries. Everything that we have, we take from elsewhere. Why can't we produce a pen and give these people jobs that are 16 day country? They must produce pens for us to write. You can't buy pens from China. What is so special about the pen from China? Promote academic and research excellence and progress. All of us here, I think we must be clear on that the FS Student Command promotes academic and research excellence and progress. We are not here to stay.
Go! Uzosinike paso. 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 Ay 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 ay. 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 Uzosinike paso. Uzosinike paso. Uzosinike paso. Uzosinike paso. Uzosinike paso. Uzosinike paso. Uzosinike paso.
To determine firstly the student accommodation in Soweto, the number to map it, because I come from a geographic background where we tend to focus more on the spatial context of studies. And then lastly, I want to understand the social psychology of students who are living in Soweto. So I looked at
able to pass if they don't have food. Students cannot be able to pass if they don't have accommodation. Students cannot be able to pass if they don't have transport. So an SRC must be able to make sure that students have every basic need they need, even study material and textbooks, so that they can be able to pass. So we assure you, students of City Waldorf, that the EFF Students Command is the only students organization that can represent you well in SRC going forward. The EFF Student Command is the future, and we hope you trust the Student Command in this coming SRC elections. Thank you very much. Amanda! Away! Amanda! Away! Soweto! Amanda! Alentuesienzayo! Alentuesienzayo!
Asena
We open for students to enter and register. How can we fail to open for our doctor to speak to us? How can we fail to open for our doctor to speak to us when we have opened for students to come and study? The current SRC SASCO, last week they brought a lot of trucks here. They entered campus without a problem. When SASCO wants to move a voting station to Rec Farm, they move a voting station without a problem. But when we want to invite our doctor to come and speak to students, to give students a message of hope, they want to give us a problem. We are never going to allow that ever again at UJ.
You are listening to the Eagle Triple FM 95.4. We are joined by the president of the UJ Central SRC, Mr. Tshireletso Mati. If you have
Thank you very much, students, for honoring this meeting of ours at such a short notice. Well, we came to call you here to give a report about the registrations that started from the 4th of January. Since registration was supposed to close today, we want to tell you what is happening in terms of the finances and admissions in the university. So meetings are happening across all campuses, where our SRCs are clarifying students on issues of registration. So the reality is that most of the students that we are seeing in front of us here are students that are in a state of crisis, because I'm sure fighters have outlined many issues that we have encountered in finance as well as in the faculties. So from the central SRC comes from all campuses, from Soweto, from Doornfontein, and from Bunting Road. What happened is that the EFF has 6 seats, and we are assuring you now that we are going to continue to register you even next week. We are going to sort out the issues one by one.
And that is that you must take responsibility for your learning. From the first day of your academics, you must make sure that you take your books very seriously so that you can be able to pass and graduate. It is not everyone who registers in their first year who graduates. Some people drop out because of various reasons, because of academic reasons, because of financial reasons, because of the pressure they get from their parents. Parents put a lot of pressure on their kids sometimes. That is unnecessary. We have to deal with situations where during examination times, students are committing suicide because of the pressure that they are getting from their parents. Let us not expect, let us our expectations as parents be realistic. Our expectation must be realistic so that even our kids cannot have too much pressure on their shoulders. Because a lot of kids in these institutions do commit suicide or even attempt to commit suicide when the pressure is high from the academics and from the parents. So we assure you as the parents of these first years that we have an SRC here at UJ that is going to ensure that even in your absence, your kids are in a space that is conducive for them.
Opportunity, and it is not identified in the organizational report to say that this organization is supposed to have 26 affiliates, but now we are having maybe 23 affiliates because 3 of them, the SRCs were disbanded. And the SRCs are disbanded. When the SRCs are disbanded, it seems like SAUS takes joy in SRCs being disbanded, when SAUS is supposed to strengthen democracy. Because SRCs, I think we are all elected here. There's no one who was appointed. We're all elected democratically. That is why we're expecting SAUS to uphold democracy in institutions.
Is that students in our universities, they are dealing with a lot of mental health issues. And even reports have shown that there has been a rise in students experiencing mental health issues. These occur across the mental health spectrum. We have some students who suffer anxiety. We have some students who suffer general stress, and we even have some increasing number of students in our university who attempt to take their own life. So it is obvious that low mental well-being has consequences on the performance of students and their success. And this also leads to the high dropout rate that we have in the university and all other universities that we interact with. So as the SRC, we don't only play
disappointed, but hopefully in terms of what his family wants, in terms of what students are calling for, that they will... Sorry, Marcel, we just have a bit of an issue with students not filmed.
Right, safety
we
first,
were trying to avoid having to film them at the...
Viva! Viva Dorenfontein! Viva! Viva House Committee! Viva! Viva And you will get your money by Wednesday. We are going to put our bodies on the line on Wednesday. We have not given that money. We are not going to be, let me tell you, you must never be afraid of a bouncer.
Yes! Umuntu usira kanje ngifuna ngempela imali yakhe. Hayi bomfethu, ngifuna phela.
Inquire about an administrative issue and they bring this thing. We're going to take their weight. They've also committed by today, by 2 o'clock, they are going to send all students SMS's committee that the money will be in by tomorrow 12 o'clock. That has not happened. Let me assure you that we will be here on Wednesday morning. We are going to gather here and no one is going to disperse us.
Yes!
We've seen before where bouncers have attacked students. That thing is never going to happen in the future.
Yes!
They are on their way out. We are still dealing with them in other platforms. All our gatherings will remain peaceful. There's no need for bouncers at our peaceful gatherings. And on Wednesday, if we don't have our money, they are going to find us here peaceful as we are. When we have our money, they'll find us in our classes.
Yes!
So it shows to the extent the fear that you speak of that exists amongst the vice chancellors. It shows to the extent that they are trying to suppress the unity of students and workers. And I mean, they know that when students and workers are united, they are able to bring about change. I mean, in 2015, we had outsourcing mass work protests. The workers were completely outsourced. And following those protests, today the workers are insourced. And I think it is something that we should celebrate and continue to reflect on the conditions of the workers in the university, because even when they are insourced, it is not guaranteed that they are in comfort. So we need to continue to interact with the workers in the universities to ensure that they are fine. So I also want to reflect on something in respect to the content of the book there, which I think speaks of a new consciousness and self-consciousness for black students, not only students, but for society as well. Because I spoke of the names that are on the walls here. But I can tell you now, Prof, we even still have resistance to date from maybe a house committee that is entirely black, and it still resists to think like black people. It still continues the legacy of Ra. I don't know, maybe these house committees do not want to build their own legacy. It really defeats us how, as young people, the house committees in this university can be proud to continue a legacy that is not theirs, that does not relate to them, and they want to protect that legacy with their lives. It's something that we have been challenging, because even the names of residences and other facilities campuses were named after apartheid murderers and the likes, and we have taken that struggle. But even to this day, the house committees within the houses, the house culture has not changed to show that this institution is majority black. So those are some of the challenges that we are dealing with in the context of today. An issue of our society. It is an issue of the society that we have grown in. We have grown in a very violent society. I mean, historically, since 1652, South Africans, particularly the native South Africans, have been subjected to a lot of violence. And this is the violence that has culminated to even seeing black on black violence and violence against other Africans. However, we want to also take this opportunity and put forth the stance of the SRC, as well as what we think the university must prioritize to ensure not only the
extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China to the Republic of South Africa in August 2017.
UJ returned the UJ VC. There is no EFF in UJ. So it will not contest elections, nothing. We are not there in UJ.
Soweto, viva! Viva!